facts on the lesson. Live in the hills, but I still get a spread. Started with a live, but I still reinvest it. Fear how I feel, then you feel it's a blessing. I just want the lesson, I just want protection. I'm up and I'm down, but they sound like progression. Farmer never plans if he waits for perfection. Fingers to the down, hold it down.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, I hope you had a wonderful day. I got another watch list for you. We're going to talk about that tweet there. It's actually very important for some of the market dynamics. So hopefully I can make some sense of it for you, but we're just going to get straight into it. There was three main things that happened today, and then we got to talk about Facebook. Sheryl Sandberg, the COO and one of the co-founders, she left the company. It was a big 3% candle when that news came out, and really, I think we may get a reaction both short term and even in the midterm. So make sure you guys are subscribed, drop your thumbs up. Hopefully we see you on stream, youtube.com/the stock market every morning, baby. But what happened today? Here is the market, and today was a little interesting. Why? Because we started to drop. We broke below the Friday gap levels. Remember, we gapped up into Friday, and it was a nice rally. We even went as high as like 417. Well, we dropped below 408. We didn't go below to hit the next level of like 405, so that was good. But even by the end of the day, the market really didn't move much. It was less than 1% all across the board, so that was good. But now, what happened? So right here at 10 a.m., this is when we had a bunch of data sets, but unfortunately, it correlated with a lot of different things. So here was the ISM numbers. You can see how they all played out, and we were talking about this. Two of them beat, two of them missed. So you can see the estimate or the survey, that's the estimate. The actual number is what came in, and then you could see the number from the last month or the last release. So two of them were good. It was the manufacturing and then the new orders. So people really, really liked that today. I didn't think it was that good simply because a lot of the other Virginia Fed, Dallas Fed, and any of the other manufacturing indexes we got, they were looking pretty ugly, but those came in good. A lot of analysts were loving that today, but then prices paid and then the employment gauge, those dropped. But now you could say it had an effect, but not really. Here was the next thing. At the same time all of that came out, you also got to hear from Canada. And here's one of the headlines, but they raised rates. They did it at 0.5 point, and that's actually a jumbo size rate cut for them. They weren't always doing that, but then the Bank of Canada today, they said that they would be willing to go above 0.5 basis point rate hikes. Why is this important? If you're in the United States, we already freaked out about this a couple months ago. This was the first time that Canada has ever mentioned doing a triple rate hike, more or less. So that kind of spooked some things. And then on top of it, young Jamie Dimon, JP Dimon, baby, he came out and said, you better brace yourself for what's about to happen with the economy. He did say that consumers still have like 6 to 9 months, but he was pretty bearish. He said things aren't looking good. You got to have a balance. You got to budget yourself and brace for yourself. He said it could be Hurricane Sandy or Hurricane Andrew. Again, that's an old one, old reference, but he brought all of that up. And why it was so interesting, because literally last week on the watch list, he also said this. He said it's a storm cloud and it might dissipate. So I don't know, but people definitely reacted to that. Even Wells Fargo CEO, a lot of the bank CEOs were talking today, and Wells Fargo, they didn't sound good. Bank of America sounded a little bit more bullish, so that was kind of decent. But the market was going down on all of this stuff, data, Diamond, Bank of Canada, and then towards the middle of the day, we started bouncing. We got to hear from Fed Bullard, and he didn't really say anything new, but he did say that they might not pause in September. Pretty much don't get your hopes up on it. And in the morning, Fed Bostic said something similar where he said it's not a Fed put and do not assume that the Fed is going to save you in September. So they're getting a little hawkish there. We will see how that plays out, but that pretty much summarizes the whole day. And then literally right before close, that Sheryl Sandberg news came out, and this is going to be everywhere. It is a very big deal. So we're going to start there, and then I'm going to talk about that Jim Cramer tweet. But these are pretty much the two main things I want you to focus on. One, that is going to be a play for tomorrow, the rest of the week, and then even down the road if we hear anything. If you haven't looked at Facebook's chart, man, they are going through something. This isn't good. This has been one of the worst years for them. Things are going down. People are getting worried about user growth. Now you have a key departure. Again, you had Peter Thiel, I keep saying Thiel, a couple weeks, and you know what? I wore the polo because like I was feeling sleepy after I ate, and I figured if I wore a polo, it would wake me up. But anyway, so you had departures at Facebook, but Sheryl Sandberg is very, very big. I'm telling you, she's been with the company for a long time. I mean, a lot of people, myself, would argue that she was the one who is really running the company. So her leaving, I think we're going to get a little bit of follow-up with the stock price. Again, usually you see this reaction with like a bigger director, but I think the stock price already reflects it. But now this is huge, and it may lead to other developments. Pretty much next Facebook earnings is probably going to be that much more pivotal. But now over the next few days, depending on how investors take this, you may get upgrades and downgrades on this news. Again, she was such an important role, and really, I don't know, maybe it's saying the death of Facebook, maybe too early to tell, maybe we're all paranoid, I don't know, but it's big. I would watch out for it, and it is definitely going to be a play tomorrow. So there is that. And now let's go back to this Jim Cramer tweet. He said, literally, there is a bull market within a bear market. You could say it's a bear market rally, but this is like, it's confusing, but it also makes sense, and you just got to dive deeper. Pretty much, it's what you saw today. But here's the breakdown. You can see all the industries. Energy led the way again, even though oil didn't go up that much. It was actually very interesting to watch, but everything else was red. But take notice of the companies, and this is what makes, especially today, a lot more unique. Financials are at the bottom. Healthcare is at the bottom. Consumer staples is at the bottom. And then discretionaries are kind of in the middle. And then tech is a little bit better. Why is this weird? Why is this a bull market within a bear market? Again, go look at the daily chart, see how we're doing. But simply, all of the industries that did awful today, those are the safe havens. That's where people go for safe haven demand. But now at the same time, the industries that are up, discretionaries and even tech not doing that much, those are kind of more what you would see in the bull market. You guys have been used to that over the last year or two. It's over. I want it back. No, but that's pretty much what we have going on. And this is interesting to note because, one, we got to watch out for the bonds. And now that QT is started, and I have an update for that, but pretty much we're getting these weird moves in the market. And now if this continues to take place, the question is, where are people going? If people are really worried, we're still low, we're still selling off, we're near these levels, we have all this data coming up, but now the market's kind of rewarding the riskier stuff and then selling off the safe havens. It's kind of a weird puberty moment, more or less, of where we're at. So there's that. That was the important thing. And just keep this in mind, because over the next few days, those industries will be key. And now for the final point to the taper, and we talked about it, is history in the making, but you're not really going to see anything. June 15th is the day to watch. So June 16th, I believe, is the Fed, and that's when we're going to get the next Fed meeting. But June 15th, that is the bigger bond maturity that would finally lead to them not rolling over. So if we're going to see like real money effects, you're probably going to watch QT have some bigger impact on June 15th, and that's the like a real start, not necessarily the open date of June 1st. So keep all that in mind. As far as the plays, like I said, Facebook, I went for these 170s. I overpaid. They were going for 11. I put a higher limit order just in case. It filled me at the top. I bought 4 of them, $80, weekly contract. We will see, but I'm probably going to double dip on this just with a little bit more time. But like I'm saying, Sheryl Sandberg, that news, any upgrades, downgrades, I think that will be key. That's the first set. And then the second set, I like it just because it's earnings. I made a play on HPQ. They did good. I went after these June 17th contracts. They went up a little bit, but pretty much just want to follow it out. It went down a little bit, but anything that's done good, if we could watch a continuation with earnings, I think that will be very, very key. And then finally, watch the biotech stocks. We're watching a bunch of crazy moves. IMMX after hours, but even today, SIGA and monkeypox, then TXNP, they got another patent, but pretty much we're watching a lot of these run. And remember what we said a couple of weeks ago, a lot of these companies are trading below their cash value, and that could be an opportunity and maybe justify some of these. So So as the market's kind of slowing down again, the puts, you still got to be careful, even on the call side, and you're kind of waiting. If you want to go for the trades, there is some there, but if anything, I'm liking the biotechs. I'm hoping we can find the FDA news or something like Longeveron. Not going to force it, but it is definitely something that we are seeing move a lot today, so definitely watch out for that. But that's pretty much it. I'm still going to be watching oil again. We're waiting for it. I kind of have an oil theory. I might make it on the weekend, but I'm still holding that oil future. I'm going to make a video on the weekend. But what I'm thinking of doing is closing it out and rolling over to another month contract. Again, the oil companies are doing good, and don't forget, refiners are a big portion of this, so watch out for that. And then tomorrow, you're going to get OPEC, and this OPEC might mean a lot more than any of the other ones, considering the updates we got with the Saudis the other day and the exemption on Russia. So depending on how that plays out, just again, energy is very important. We're going to watch, but there is going to be a lot of volatility back and forth, especially with OPEC. So keep that in mind, and I hope you're ready. But that is your watch list, ladies and gentlemen. Make sure hydrate, healthy, ready to go. Make sure post your watch list. Make sure we see you there in the morning. I need the armor on. I need the helmet shining. I need you to remember, baby, it's not over yet, baby. Okay, I know you could call it early, but it's not over yet. You gotta stay in the game. You've already been in it, and honestly, you're kind of getting rewarded. It's calm. You know what I'm saying? But it's not over yet, baby. Let's go. It's okay. Doubt is good. Doubt is good for you. I hope you listen to the philo. I really did. It's good for you, but don't let it control everything, baby. So, I love you. I'll see you in the morning. Let's have a fun day. It's already Friday, Junior, and let's get it popping. And God bless the God bless Chadadonia. London. Okay, I could have done it. I love you. Okay, good night. Bye.